Welcome to Conversations with Cacao. I'm Sophia Michelle and this is Erin Elizabeth. We're here at the Swami Retreat in Sydney, spending a few days together to plan some programs for the winter time.
It's really exciting, isn't it? Exciting times ahead. It's a beautiful space to just step away from the hustle and bustle and the busyness, and sometimes you don't realise how many directions you get pulled in until you're away from that, and you've got the night sky. And last night, what did we have last night?
The blue moon. It was amazing.
It was beautiful, and we're away from the big high rises and extra pollution and things like that. So the night was clear. We could clearly see the moon, the stars. It was a little bit chilly though. It was the first kind of real winter snap. But yeah. Did we say we're doing Conversations with Cacao?
I think we did.
Oh,
Can't remember.
I'm just away with the fairies, the pixies, the moon, the everything.
So last night was our first experience of what's to come for winter.
Yes. Layers upon layers upon layers.
Yes. And throughout the day, we talked about some things coming up for us that we're going to be facilitating for our students and new students that are coming to the centre. And
we're taking some more things online, but we're really conscious about still giving it that personal touch.
Definitely.
So that more students can access our courses or some of our courses online, but still get that personal touch with video content from us, so that they feel like they're in the room, hopefully, with us and being guided through, and feel our energy coming through, that we're doing this to help support people on their journey. And people might not be able to get to our centre to do the courses in person, either because of their lifestyle, or they might not live close enough, but still would like something accessible and like some Australian content.
Yeah. We both remember our journey when we first started and what we had to do to get some space to learn, to practice, to do all of those things. I remember I used to always wait for everybody to go to bed. So we had a quiet house and I could do some meditation and some messages, and I always had to wait for everybody else to be asleep to do that.
Yeah, and sometimes the difficulty with that is that by the time you get that space, you might not feel like it. It's tired. Oh my God, I got to think.
I do feel like with mediumship, and I know you read tarot, but for me, with mediumship, the more you're tired, the better it is. Because there's no, your ego, your brain's not talking to you saying.
Yeah, you're not in your conscious mind going, what does that mean? What do I got to make that mean? How do I join those dots? It's just more flow. And true for tarot as well, especially intuitively read. The cards are that launching point, and they sort of build the story and show a pattern of things.
Yeah.
But the messages that come through with that are intuitive.
Yeah.
So when you're a bit tired,
better.
Yeah.
I have to tell you a funny story about learning tarot for the first time. I've learnt it quite a few times. The first time I learnt tarot was right at the beginning. It was the first thing other than Reiki that I did. And when I learnt tarot, I went there not knowing anything about anything. So for me, I was going to learn about what these cards meant. And so when I was learning it, I learnt what all the meanings of the cards. And when the teacher came around and asked me to do a reading, she allowed me to do the reading, and I was just reading what the cards meant. And then when she did it for me, she was saying all this stuff that was relevant and true, but I didn't understand how she did it. So I was blown away, and I'm saying, but that's not what that card means. Where did you get that from? And I was the student in the class that always asked too many questions, right? So I was obviously in my logical mind.
Yeah.
And so what was happening was I was irritating her, for one. And then the other thing was I just didn't understand what she was trying to talk to me about. And she's saying, yes, that's the meaning of the card, but then you have to apply it. I'm going to apply it to what?
But did she teach you that intuitive part and how to connect
I
in with it?
I don't think so. Obviously not, because then I wasn't doing it. And it was like, but I don't understand where it's coming from. That's all I kept saying was, where is that coming from? Like, where did you get that information? That's not what was in the notes. That's not what you taught us. I was so confused.
Yes.
And now when I look back on it, it's your intuition. It's what you're actually feeling.
Yes.
And I think that's what the key point was.
Yeah.
Tapping into all of your senses.
Yes.
What was I feeling? What was, I suppose it's that same old question, how do you know if you're connected?
Yeah.
Well, it's information that's within you that doesn't belong to you. And I think that's what's really important, don't you?
Yeah, and that's a really nice way of putting it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we recommend with all our students that they start with our foundational course, Psychic Development, so that they can connect with all of the psychic senses and how are they receiving messages from spirit.
Yep.
You know, are they feeling it, seeing it, hearing it, knowing it, and so on and so forth. To do our tarot course, that's embedded within that, so it's not necessary to do the psychic development first, although it is helpful.
Yeah.
Because the way that we teach tarot at Mysteries is with an intuitive approach. So we've got the meanings of the cards,
Yeah.
so they still hold true, and we're doing justice to the cards. But you know, this is intuitively how it comes through for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a launching off point, and sometimes the message that comes through doesn't really relate to what the card meaning is, and it might be just one image or a feeling that you get, but it's trusting that first.
So it kind of opens the door to...
Opens the door.
Okay.
And what we find too with people receiving psychic readings, many people do go for card readings, whether it's oracle cards or tarot cards, because they like to see the representation of the message. How did you get that? How do you know? And it might be people that are maybe a little bit skeptical and going, oh, you're just making stuff up.
Well, when I used to do my... now it's different, but back in the day when I was doing when I still do it, but when I was doing a medium reading, I would have to put cards on the table because people were quite frightened.
Yes.
Of, you know, where's all this information coming from?
Yes.
And if they had cards, I found that if there was cards out on the table, and I would use tarot cards on the table so that they could see that there was something there and that perhaps I was just reading what they meant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was very interesting.
Yes.
Nowadays it doesn't matter. We just have 2 chairs, that's it. But
yeah, that's right.
And it still does freak some people out.
Yes.
Like it's just because it's very personal.
Yes. That doorway has been opened, and we do have many people that come through our door that are definite, no, I would like a medium reading.
Yeah.
You know, they have someone in spirit that they'd like to connect with, and that's a really personal feel to the reading and very purposeful. And well, just tell me, do you find that sometimes people come in for a medium reading wanting to connect with someone in particular?
Yes.
But then you're also an intuitive, so there's a lot of intuitive psychic information that can come through as well.
Yes.
Are they open to receive that if it's not directly coming from that person that they wanted to connect with, or is it a hit and miss depending on their view of coming into the reading?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the individual. When they do come in, I always ask them if they've had a medium reading before, so they know what to expect.
Yes.
That, you know, 8 out of 10 times I can contact the person that they want.
Yes.
But I always allow what needs to come through first.
Yeah.
And then I call upon their loved one to step forward. And then I just make sure that I validate that it's the right person.
Yes. Yes.
Just so that both myself and the person who wants the reading knows for sure and trusts that the information that's coming through is correct.
Yes, that validation is so important.
But they do get so disappointed when they come in for a specific person and that person may not come through that day.
Yes.
And I try and make sure that they understand that the information that came through on the day, the guidance that came through, is what they actually need.
Yes, yeah, I know. I find that true with a psychic tarot reading as well. There's a specific thing that I'm coming through for to have the reading for. Is sometimes the message is that's the thing that got you through the door to have a reading to get the message you actually needed.
Oh, wow.
So here's what I think I need to know or would like the answer to. Oh, I don't know what to do about it. I'll go and have a reading.
Yeah.
You go and have a reading, like someone's using whatever tools, and this is your spirit team, using whatever they can to put that idea in your head or get that message to you to go and have a reading so that they can tell you the thing that you really need to hear. And it might not be what it is that you came in for, and we'll always address what that question is, but it's not going to necessarily be the highlight of the reading or the center point, but it's trying to get people to go, please don't discount information that comes through that's not in alignment with what it is that you wanted.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big thing.
It's a huge thing. So I did want to go back to our last conversation with Cacao that we did a couple of months ago now.
Okay.
And I know that you said that, you know, as long as I understood the message, it doesn't matter. I don't need to tell you. But I think for the people watching this, it will be really interesting to see how it connected, because I didn't, in the moment when you did the reading for me right at the end where you brought through Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Right, is to explain
Elizabeth
to you
to
what
the
that
side.
was. Yes. So I do have four Elizabeths in spirit. Firstborn of the firstborn of the firstborn of the firstborn. Right. So, but I only knew three of them. And whilst we were wanting to contact Elizabeth, my grandmother, it was Elizabeth, my auntie, that came through, which was her firstborn. And you made a reference to a boat.
Yes.
And my auntie and her husband had a boat. I don't know if you call it a speedboat, but a boat that we would put on the Nepean River. So you said that you felt like the water was flat.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they were happy memories. And so I remember as a kid going out on their boat, and such an exciting day. Like I can feel the sunshine. And so when I think of that memory, I've got some tells, and which is the memory.
And you only did that with
that specific Elizabeth.
Okay, great.
And it's not something that as an adult I think about or have a reason to think about. So you reconnected me with that memory. And obviously it's a part of her that she knows or remembers what that meant to us as kids.
For that shared memory.
Yeah. And I think maybe I was 6 years old, and being brave enough, and this sounds, what's to be brave about that, but sitting right at the back of the boat.
Oh, well, it's
and just feeling the little spray of water and just feeling. And I remember the terry toweling was all in the 80s, late 70s and 80s.
Yes.
And it was this little jumpsuit, or those little terry toweling shorts. Gosh.
Had the matching hat.
Yeah. And actually, I think I did have it. You did mention a hat, and I did have a hat, a terry toweling hat. So maybe I wore that on the boat, and I didn't remember that I had. But yeah, that was my auntie coming through. And then a few weeks ago, I was having a talk with my mother after we went to the Two Psychics and a Medium show to tell her how I'd connected with all of this information that had come through about my grandfather. And she had told me that she'd been dreaming about her sister a lot lately.
Oh, how beautiful.
So, she is very much around, certainly around my mum, and now and then she pops in to me as well. But that was really nice. And so you called on Elizabeth, and sure enough, an Elizabeth came through, but a different Elizabeth.
And it was Elizabeth to the side. I remember that.
Yes.
And so for me as a medium, to the side would be your grandmother's siblings, because the siblings represent themselves to the side of the person that I'm reading.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you for that feedback, because I often don't hear the stories that happen, the backstories. So it's interesting when somebody does share that with me, because it makes me understand just how strong that connection was with her.
Yes.
And I love that.
And it was, and the message that you brought through then, so you validated who it was and I understood who it was, and then the message that came, and you had a chuckle with it, because she always found me quite amusing because I was a bit of a cheeky child. It was, who would have thought, in terms of who would have thought you would be doing all of this?
Yep.
But very proud
Oh,
of,
nice.
all that I am doing. But when I think about the Erin that she knew, it would have been, you know, who would have thought? You know, the youngest child, the cheeky one, you know, a little bit naughty, you know, a bit of a back chatter, and you know, who knows how much she learned about me through the lens of my parents. Because, you know, when parents talk about their child,
Yeah.
you know, it's different than how maybe the child thinks they're presenting themselves to the world. And my mum and her sister were very close, so I'm sure I came up in conversation
For sure.
many a time with frustration.
And you know, when we talk about remembering our past, and especially happy memories is what does it, is that inner child comes out. So now that I know that you had the experience on the boat, and I too have a background of experience boating, fishing with my father and cousins, so that gives us an indication that we need to get on a boat, get on the river, and see what happens.
I could handle that.
We should do that.
Yeah. We'll start with a boat and end up on a ship.
That's right. Definitely.
Who doesn't like cruising?
Definitely.
I do love being on the water. And look, a friend of mine the other day, sometimes we need to be reminded of the things that are good for us. So we can certainly bring it through in messages for our clients, but wrapped up in the busyness of life, we can forget to do that for ourselves sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I was talking with a friend a couple of days ago, and she said, I've got to go. I'm off to see my daughter play netball, and I'm just really looking forward to being out in the sun. She said, you know how I don't do well in the, you know, the winter weather,
months,
and, you know, we're not being out in the sun. I just went, oh yeah, it is a beautiful day. I'm going to take my lunch and go and sit outside and sit in the sun. And what a difference that made, because I did it mindfully. I find sometimes I can get a bit irritated by the sun because it gets in my eyes, or I get overheated, but if
your purpose is to
be
get
recharged and go, yep, okay, I'm soaking in that vitamin D, and I felt better and more positive for the rest of the day, because I chose to do something that I knew would benefit me, and did it for the purpose of making me feel good.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so you could get messages in so many ways without going to a psychic.
This is true.
It comes from the conversations that you have with people, what you witness around you. How many times have you overheard a conversation, but it sparks
Something spoke to me,
you know, and it could be like a medical checkup where you're overhearing someone talking about getting a mammogram, and then you go, oh, I should probably do that, because when was the last time I had one? You've lost track. Then you go and have the mammogram, and perhaps that's the thing that saves your life, because there's an early detection.
Yeah.
And
I think being open and aware of our connectedness to everything, that I find that I see messages in everything. Everything, especially the clouds. I drive to work on a straight road for 38 minutes. So I'm looking at a sky, the blue sky, I'm looking at the blue mountains, and I scry the clouds. And it's amazing. And I see, and I feel things, and I see the things in the clouds, and I watch them change. So if you're aware and open to receiving, you will always get an answer to the questions you have within you, because the answers are within us.
Yes, yeah.
Because we have that connection to everything.
Very, very true. And sometimes what I've done, if I'm just feeling like I need some guidance or an answer, I put on I'm in my car, I'm talking about going to work, I'll put on a playlist and put it on shuffle. I'll take a deep breath and I'll connect with spirit and just say, the titles of the next 5 songs are going to give me my guidance for the day, or the answer to my question.
I've not tried that.
And
That's
I
a
don't
great
have
idea.
to listen to the whole song because I've
Just
got
the-
a shorter drive than what you do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to listen to 5 full songs usually on my trip to work. And when I'm very, very connected with that's the way I'm getting my guidance today, I've absolutely been blown away by I've understood every single title that's come through, and it's answered what I need answered.
That's amazing. I haven't tried that one.
It's
I'm
really
gonna
cool.
try that.
It's really cool when the hardest thing was driving and trying to remember the titles. So once you get to your 3rd track, you get to the 4th one, you go, okay, what was the first one? What was the second one? What was the third? Because I was like, this is happening. This is a real thing. So
That's fantastic. I know that, I think we've spoken about this before, when you get the line of a song that gets stuck in your head and that's a message.
yes,
So that's the next step, is the next 5 songs, or the next however many songs
yeah,
will be the answer.
yeah, absolutely. And I had a reading recently, and it was a medium reading, and one word came through about a singer, and the medium thought she was saying talking about a different singer, but I knew the singer she was talking about. And as soon as she said that one word linked to the name of that singer, a song came into my head. Even though they've got like hundreds of songs, one song just poof. So I came out of the reading, Googled the song. I had the words to the song wrong, so I downloaded the words, and when I read the words, I was speechless for half a day. It was exactly,
So it's a really profound message in it.
so profound that she didn't know what it was that she was linking me to. She just brought through the word that unfolded the rest for myself. So, it's important to know too, when you go to a reading, it's not always, say, up to the reader to give you
Every single
detail. You need to trust what you connect that with. The very first thing, before the conscious mind has a chance to, or the logical mind has a chance to try and process the meaning of it, what's the first inkling, the first feeling, the first jump to?
Yeah.
And that's the answer, that's the connection.
Yeah. And I think too, I find that in my readings too, that if I'm reading for someone who's very aware and very, what's the word? Connected to their own life, they know how things come together for them, that when I'm reading, the more connected they are, the more information that flows, one after the other, because I don't have to explain myself.
Yes.
I'm just giving them the little bit of information that they need in order for them to be able to connect that with themselves,
Yes.
and then go home and put all that guidance into practice.
Yes.
So there's different types of readings and different levels, I suppose, levels of readings that people... And what I do find is that Spirit will give me the words so that the person in front of me can understand it at the level that they're at.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I know this because sometimes words come out of my mouth and I go, what was that? Like, I don't use that word. I don't speak like that. Sometimes I sound far more intelligent than I am. Oh, that sounded pretty good, but I know that it's not me. I just know I'm just the messenger of it.
And then what I find is, because I like to write notes after a reading or record the reading, and I really pick it to pieces and know what I'm working on. Basically, I use them as development for myself, personal growth. So I often highlight things and underline things once they've done and dusted, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've always lived my life according to what comes through as guidance.
Yeah. You know what I'm feeling is just...
Oh, no, I know what I was going to say. Sorry, can I just go back? Because I'll forget. Is that when you reread or listen to a recording of the reading, I notice the bigger the gap between you listening to it again, it's on a different level.
Yeah.
You listen to it and go, oh my Lord, that's just amazing. Like, that's not just basic stuff. I've gone from understanding at a basic level to really going into it in depth.
Yes.
And that's, that's the growth
Yes.
that happens.
Yeah,
for you.
I agree. And when I'm teaching tarot and I set an activity for people to tune in intuitively and write a message for themselves or for someone else in the group, I'll do the activity myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And always date it.
Yeah.
Always date it. It's important. And then I'll go back with the next round that I teach that again. It's in my folder. And I'll read it and my eyes just get wide. And oh my goodness. And I can then go, I know how that played out and how relevant that was at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what I was going to say before, when you thought you lost your train of thought, you just needed a moment, is just feeling the energy in the room right now and us talking to each other. We love what we do.
We certainly
do. We really love what we do.
And we're lucky we can do it.
Yeah, we really care about the people that step through our door in delivering an honest and true reading and message for them. And, it shows in the repeat clients that we have and the connections and friendships that we've made with people that have come through our door.
Definitely.
And do our classes and then become readers at our shops is also.
That's true. And then also, I think that because we're all in the same room, our energies come together. And a lot of my students say, well, both of our students say, how come I can do it when I'm here? And then when I go home, I feel like I can't do it, or I'm not connected. Yeah. And it's because we've all come together, and as a collective, as a group, we just raise the vibration in the room, and that way we can work. But it's also the work that we do before the students arrive. And it's, setting an intention, gridding the room, making sure that it's all protected and beautiful and aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
And I think that really helps.
Oh, it really, really does. And sometimes I go home after class and my husband will say, oh, how was class tonight? And depending on what I'm feeling from his level of enjoyment of his day, I just go, yeah, it was good. But really inside, I'm going, oh my God, I have the best job in the world. I love it, I love it, I love it. The connections, the aha moments, the relationships that build with the students themselves and the friendships that have been made. There have been, really deep friendships that have formed from people that came as strangers or didn't know each other, to being people that go, I just feel I know you, and they're just, because they're here for a common purpose. And when you're with like-minded people, and sometimes for us, well, I can only speak for myself really, it is easy to forget that not everybody is out of the closet in terms of being psychic and talking to spirit. And so coming to our classes or our meditations or our workshops are the only real opportunity that they have to be authentically them and in that space. And when they leave our shop, they're back into their normal 3D world, and they live for the moment that they get to come to class, because it's I'm with people that get me. I don't have to start my sentences with, this might sound strange, but
or
not say it at all.
That. Oh, this might you might think I'm crazy. Well, we don't, because we all live it.
Yeah, even customers. Oh, this might sound crazy. I'm like,
nothing's bizarre.
Do you know where you are? Nothing's
exactly right.
Not nothing's off the table, because there probably would be some things that would be strange to us, but not so much in the spirit world.
Yeah, no.
And the more you know, the less scared you are. So I know that there are a number of people that are got some little inklings, but a bit scared to dip their toe in the water, because they're scared. They're fearful of what that will open up, and will it harm me? Will it harm my family? Will I see a ghost? And I know for me, I could feel throughout my whole life there was something there, and there were little happenings, but there was no guidance. What do I to do about it?
What do I do? Yeah.
And then we got to the point where things were really happening, And so I started doing psychic development classes, and I just got to this point pretty early on and just go, wow, the more I know, the less scared I am. And that's really, really important. And
Well, knowledge is
I have the
power.
lived experience, so I can relay that to others when they say, I'm a bit scared. No, I really do understand that,
Yeah.
but you're fearful of what you don't know.
Yes.
So when you know, and you know what you can do about it, you're not scared, you're more empowered.
That's very true. It's about being empowered.
Yeah.
And it's about understanding your own power
Yeah.
and understanding about your light that's within you.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that it's probably time to wrap this up.
Yep.
Because I'm just going to say this on camera, and Sophia's probably going to want me to chop this bit out, but we're going to get Sophia here on TikTok, and we've got some videos we need to prep and prepare for that, because that's part of this time and space that we've got, is to just really uninterrupted in our connectedness, find a multitude of ways to get some messages out to the beautiful people that this will land upon. So this has been a conversation between us to you, a conversation with you, with each other, just so that you could get to know us a little bit more and our connection to our spirituality and delivering messages for others that help bring guidance.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. So until next time, this has been Conversations with Cacao. Want a chin?